Now let's look at this problem. It's a good thing that I paused between videos. I know you guys can barely contain yourselves, so I'll let you have your moment. Now, this guy is super crazy, right?
Very.
But it's not that bad. Do you have a constant? Yeah. Look at this guy right here. Don't you see his square right here?
Yes.
What I'm going to do is something that we do a lot of times in a lot of our math classes. It's called a U substitution. When you have expressions that are very complicated, it can bog us down and it can confuse us. So we do this. We replace this with another variable. We usually use U. It's usually the best thing. So I'm going to use a different color. I'm going to say that U is going to represent, in this case, x plus 7 over x minus 2. I make that declaration, and I'm going to rewrite my equation using this. So instead of x plus 7 over x minus 2 squared, what will I write?
U squared.
I'm going to write u squared, and then what's the rest of this? Plus 2u minus 15 equals 0. Do y'all agree? Now, wait a minute. You got to agree with me that this, I don't know what color you guys are seeing, this pink or red or whatever, is a lot better than the green one, right? It's not?
Doesn't really matter.
It looks like
This-
it's x, like x squared plus 2x.
It looks like x squared plus 2x minus 15. And what would you do if that had been x's instead of u's?
Factor.
Factor. So let's factor it with the u's. Can it factor, Kelly?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you for dropping by, Lofty. So how does it factor? Can we solve this? Yes, we can.
Give me a minute.
Plus and minus.
Yeah, I think so. How do I break down u squared?
U and U plus and minus.
3 and 5.
So plus what?
5 minus 3.
Plus 5 and minus, oh, that's not bad at all. You know what, I can even finish this guy because using the zero factor theorem, that means that u equals what?
Negative 5.
-5 or
Positive 3.
u equals +3. Before you try to box these answers, you must remember that the original equation was in terms of what variable?
X.
Did I solve this for x? I solved this for the variable u. However,
So now
I
you
know
fill
that
it in?
u,
Is x. No.
u is not x, but u represents something more complicated, right? What does u represent?
X plus 7 over x minus 2.
So here's the thing. I went into my little u world so that it was easily factorable and I could solve this guy. However, I started with x. It's time to go back now. When I go, I know I'm glad that you like u. I like you too.
Set the variable to -5.
I do not set the variable to -5. I set this variable expression equal to -5. And there is a difference because some students will plug in the number -5. I don't want you to plug in -5. I want you to take this equation because u
Is equal to the whole thing.
u is equal to this x plus 7 over x minus 2, right? I go back and I put that substitution back, and now I have an equation to solve. This may look very difficult to you, but let me give you a hint. If I put that over 1, what have I created? I did create a fraction, but what type of equation have I made? It's that P word,
Proportion?
proportion. And with proportions, remember proportion is one fraction equal to another fraction. What do we say about proportions?
Cross.
Product.
Cross products are equal. That means the cross product here, x plus 7 times 1, so I'm just going to write that, x plus 7 times 1 is just x plus 7. That equals the other cross product formed by multiplying x minus 2 times -5. What do you get there?
Negative 5x plus 10.
-5x plus 10. So how do I solve that equation?
Move it to the other side.
Let me move it to the other side. Move what?
That x plus 7.
What type of equation is this? Is it quadratic or linear? It's linear. That means get x's on one side, constants on the other. So I'm going to move the 5x to the other side. I get what?
6.
6x. Move the 7 to the other side. What do you get?
3.
Solve for x. And what does x equal?
1/2.
X equals 1/2. Now you got to be careful here because in the original problem, I had fractions, right? When we solved rational equations, we had to be mindful about what? You had to watch out for those restricted values, didn't you? Because we can't let what with fractions? What can we not have?
The denominator can't be 0.
The denominator cannot equal 0. So in this original problem, what would have made the denominator 0?
Plus 2.
Positive 2. Do I have that for an answer?
No.
No, so this guy should be okay. I shouldn't have any issues with this. Now let's look at the other side here. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. Replace the u by its equivalent, which is x plus 7 over x minus 2. And that, let's go ahead and cut to the chase. That's just going to be 3 over 1, isn't it?
If it rings, I can't do anything about it now. Because my screen's dead.
Awesome.
3x.
I'm going to do the same thing. The cross products are equal. That's going to give me x plus 7. And what's on the other side?
3x minus 6.
3x minus 6. Do y'all agree?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you want to get, and this is another linear equation. What's going to be the best way for getting x's to one side?
Move the 1x.
Move the 1x to the right, so you get what?
2x.
Equals 13.
Move the 6 to the other side, and you get 13. So what does x equal?
13
Divide both sides by 2, I get 13 over 2. Again, that does not equal my restricted value, so I should be good there.